Hello Taurus, and welcome to your love reading. Before we begin, this could be past, present or future energy, but for me as a reader, the energy truly begins as soon as you are guided towards watching this video. This message will resonate if it is meant for you. If it does not resonate, please be sure to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter, as they are all important regarding love. If you feel divinely guided towards a personal reading with me, that information will also be in the description box below. So let's get started in your energy, Taurus. We now open ourselves up to the energy that we are about to receive with love and light. We are accepting and we are open to these messages. Thank you for the divine guidance. So now, Taurus, as I ring this singing bowl, I would like you to take a long breath in and let this sound roll through your senses, surrounding yourself with light and opening yourself to the energy that you are about to receive. Beautiful. Taurus, this is a love reading, so your energy will be on this side and your partner's energy will be on this side, but do remember that as I am connecting to both of your energies, that this may be vice versa, this may be interchangeable, so take it how it resonates with you and allow your intuition to guide you in your movements forward. We will start the reading with your current situation regarding love and then your partner's current situation regarding love. So, current situation regarding love for Taurus. Current situation regarding love. The first card in your energy, Taurus, is the Magician. The Magician is a card of manifestation, but this is not so much the creation itself, this is the change, a cycle coming together and the beginning of those thoughts taking place. So you're asking yourself here, what thought, what idea would I like to manifest? And there's a twinkling in your mind now of, this idea coming to light, and this is about you having everything on the table. This is about you having those cups, having the wands, having the pentacle, and having the swords here, this energy combining. And when we think of this energy and you having all of what you need, what is necessary to pursue this relationship, we think about here the feelings and emotions, mastering that energy, being quite honest with yourself here and honest about your intentions, and portraying yourself in such a way that is authentic here with the swords energy, and willing to communicate your ideas with your partner and make decisions here, manifestations with your partner. Twinkling, this is inspiration. The wands, you are attracted to this journey that you are manifesting. You are, with the Ace of Pentacles, willing to commit to this for the long term, and your mind is representing the infinity symbol, and this is conveying your intuition. So this is not so much the creation at this point, but more so your intuition beaming, your intuition telling you everything you need to know, and also speaking with you. You're directly here relating back to your intuition and relating that to your ideas and everything that you are perceiving at this time. This feels quite natural to you, Taurus. This feels innate because I'm seeing the nature in this card and this flowing through you, and you're allowing this energy to flow through you and to inspire ideas. So that's the beginning of the reading. Current situation for Taurus. Current situation for Taurus. I'm feeling this card, yes. The next card is the High Priestess. This is a divine card. This can represent a divine love. This is a spiritual card. She is the divine feminine to the Hierophant, who is the High Priest. The High Priestess, she sits firmly and she is all-knowing. She represents the dualities of thought. She represents the different ideas now coming to light, coming to a higher awareness from that manifestation of that thought that we saw in the Magician energy. She has all of the information on her lap, so you're feeling highly intuitive at this time and highly connected to your purpose here within this relationship, Taurus. And I will show you the synchronicities. Actually, I feel this is quite important. We began your current situation with the Magician, and this led to the High Priestess. And if we see here, the Magician is the one. This is the start of a cycle and the start of the very inception, and the High Priestess is the number 2. And this is that movement, that step after that manifesting energy into the decision making. You see how there's 2 pillars here, the black and the white, and she has the information she needs. She is all-knowing in order to make this decision here, the High Priestess. So this is the energy now moving forward and having everything on the table. Having everything in front of you, Taurus. You may feel at this time as though everything is coming together, everything is going according to plan, and you're feeling protected, you're feeling intuitive, definitely intuitive. Let's see how this evolves. Current situation regarding love for Taurus. Two major arcana here. Two major arcana. That's higher energy, that's quite heavy energy there, Taurus, but quite harmonious. Now we have a minor arcana. This is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles, this lady in this card, she is surrounded by the fruits of her labour. This is well deserved here. She is surrounded by nature in abundance. These pentacles, they represent long-term goals and commitments that she has been working towards for quite a long time, and this has taken quite a lot of inner strength here, and now through that inner strength she has been able to have a foundation here for herself and have a foundation that truly represents who she is and her values and morals, and she's approaching here. So I feel here you're looking, you see this person, they are looking out into the distance, I feel, and this is you looking at this relationship now and feeling as though you can really present yourself in a way that reflects who you are, reflects your ambitions and your ability to commit to this individual, and everything you have to bring forward, bringing that forward into this commitment, and doing so in a way that's quite harmonious but also reflects that depth of work, that the contributions you have made not only to yourself and your life in order to have a stable commitment, but also your ability to then bring that stability into this love, into this foundation. And here you are quite attractive at this time, you're glowing, you're feeling harmonious, and people around you are also noticing because this bird is perched on her hand, quite relaxed, quite in awe of her, and nature is growing, everything is flowing through her, and this is you allowing that to flow through you, allowing this harmonious energy to flow through you. And beautiful start to the reading. Current situation for Taurus, please. Taurus. Taurus. The next card is the Justice card. This is a card that represents balance and fairness. This lady, she holds a sword in one hand and quite nurturing energy. I'm feeling quite feminine energy here. I feel like this is representing your ability to nurture and nourish this situation. You're feeling quite nurturing at this time, and you're feeling quite comfortable in the position that you hold. But I'm seeing here this Justice card, how this person holds this sword of truth, and this represents also their ability to analyse the details, analyse this situation and where this needs to go, and conveying that information to their partner, being open with their partner. And on the other side we do have the scales, and this represents balance in your opinion, and being able to hold a objective opinion over what is dutiful and just and in a line with your morals and values. And another major arcana here in your current situation, Taurus. But you're moving forward here in that, with that integrity, with that respect about you, and you're sitting firm, you're serious about this, and this is quite long term to you. Last card please for Taurus, their current situation. And then we will move forward onto your partner's current situation, Taurus. Taurus. The next card in your energy is the Seven of Cups. You're looking over all of these cups, and all of these cups represent paths that are going to be emotionally fulfilling to you. But there are many different paths here, and you're quite in awe of them all. You see how you're reacting to this cloud. It's as though these have all come, and they've come from a lot of hard work that you have invested. Now seeing all of this in front of you, and having to acknowledge all of these cups, all of these emotionally fulfilling paths, and having to pick one cup. And here, this is, in a way, this can be analysis paralysis, where you're in a mode of deep thought, deep contemplation. So Taurus, you're in the middle of making this decision, and you have everything you need here. You have the Magician, which this is having everything you need on the table, having those cups, the swords, the wands and the pentacles, and then you have the High Priestess, who has that information in her lap. She is a divine card. She represents that divine connection, and she has information here, all-knowing, all-seeing, and followed by the Justice here as another major arcana. And this is being able to analyse that information in a mature way, in a way that's quite balanced and quite fair, but also quite analytical and educated. And then you're taken aback by this, but you are making those steps towards this now, Taurus, and you're ready to convey this harmonious energy to your partner in this connection. This means so much to you. Your partner's current situation now, Taurus. Current situation regarding love. Current situation. The first card in your partner's energy, Taurus, is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is my divine timing card. This wheel is turning now. There's a change taking place. This is a cycle coming to a closure, coming to an end, and transitioning into a new cycle. That wheel turning now, and being able here with that sword to see that this is quite truthful, because the sword, this represents the Ace of Swords, which is intellectual ideas, big ideas, thoughts, and following those thoughts and coming to some realizations. What your partner is doing here, Taurus, is looking over their paths thus far, looking over previous situations and energy that they have mastered. And they're thinking about where they want to move next, that's going to truly align with the steps they want to take to move forward and the ways they want to convey themselves to you. And there's some level of curiosity here, because I'm being drawn to the books in this card, and there's freedom in that curiosity. They're quite adventurous, they're quite inspired by this relationship, and they're ready here with these books to, I'm getting a studious energy. They're ready to study this relationship and grow with you, and they're wanting to turn this wheel in a direction that involves you directly. They no longer want to have a cycle such as this by themselves. They want to have a cycle where they're more I feel integrated into your life, flowing into your life. So it's almost as though this wheel is turning and they are flowing into your life in a more reciprocal way, in a more unified way. So this is just them taking the further steps, and if they have been quite committed, Taurus, this is about them, I feel, acknowledging that they are truly committed to you, and just, it's in a way renewing that and renewing their feelings and igniting that flame. And as they're making these steps into this new cycle, this divine timing towards you. We do have the 10 here and the Magician on your side. So you see, the beginning of your partner's energy is the Wheel of Fortune. The 10 is the end of a cycle, and once this cycle closes, we go back to the 1. Then this is the Magician, this is the Inception. So it's as though you're in sync. This is a synchronicity here with your partner, where the wheel is turning, the cycle is turning, divine timing is at work. And then we get this, the beautiful energy of the Magician being able to manifest this new cycle. So this is as though you are a unit, you are in this together, and you're experiencing this flow of energy between you both. The Wheel of Fortune. The next card, please, for your partner. Taurus. 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 The next card in your partner's energy Taurus is the Five of Cups. They had to go through a period of feeling quite isolated within their emotions, because the cups, they represent feelings and emotions, and this person is covering themselves. They feel as though they are guarding their emotions in some way with this black. And when you think of black, you can't quite see into black. You can't quite grasp darkness. You can't see into that darkness. So what they've done here is they've tried to, I feel, come out of a period where they've been hiding themselves emotionally and perhaps portraying themselves in such a way to others where they cannot see truly the way that others cannot truly see the way that this person, your partner here, is feeling. So they're coming to this relationship, and they've come from a place that felt quite introverted, quite introspective here, and now they're revealing themselves to you. Because if we see here the Two of Cups, these two are standing behind this individual. So as they turn around, they're going to see these cups that are standing up, and this is representing the two. So this is the duality. This is seeing you, being aware of you, and sharing their emotions with you, and being quite authentic in doing so. Whereas this on the other side is what they felt they've had to overcome to an extent. And I'm getting that flow of energy. If you see here, the wheel turns, and the wheel turns, and it's as though as this wheel turns, this Five of Cups, this individual turns around at the same time, and as they turn around they see the Two of Cups, and they acknowledge that they can share their emotions with you, and they can trust you, and they don't need to hide behind this black cloak that they are wearing. You can see through them and see into them, and they're allowing you to here, Taurus, I feel. And if you see the person in this card, it's as though they would like to share this connection with you, and they don't want to be focusing on protecting their heart, protecting their emotions. They would much rather turn around by the way they're, do you see their posture here and the way they are presenting themselves? It feels as though they're longing to express themselves to you. They have been for quite a long time, and this is where they've come from, Taurus. That wheel is turning now, and they're able to fully find closure and acceptance over this energy. The current situation of Taurus partner. Taurus partner. And with this card as the next card in their energy, Taurus, we can see why they had to guard their heart and guard their emotions. This is the Five of Swords. I will explain the the meaning of this card, and then I'm going to then explain my interpretation of this card, because then I feel that will convey the message quite clearly to you, Taurus. This individual has won a battle, and they are holding the swords of their opponents here, and their opponents are walking away quite sad, quite, I feel, quite withdrawn, and this isn't a very nice energy. And this individual, they have a smirk on their face, they're inconsiderate, they don't acknowledge the pain of their victims, they don't acknowledge the way they're behaving in the situation, that it is quite detrimental to those around them. And here they're holding the swords of their opponents, and they're not sharing, they're not considerate, they're not learning anything from this victory, and they're only moving forward because they are able to, in a way, knock others down. So, but really, this card is representing how there have been circumstances in your partner's life here that have made them feel as though they are these individuals walking away from this battle. They are feeling misunderstood, they are feeling as though there's inconsiderate energy around them that they've had to approach unwillingly here, because this battle, this doesn't seem as though they would like to battle here, does it? This seems as though this person's quite confrontational, and this could be just circumstances in their life that perhaps they tried to have agency over, that were quite, I feel, domineering, and not truly considerate to who they were. And they had to go through this, they had to, perhaps they feel as though they lost a part of themselves. This is the sword energy. So your partner did remain strong, they didn't truly lose anything physical here, I don't feel, but inside of them with the swords, the ideas, the thoughts here, they lost a part of who they felt. They feel as though they lost a part of who they were during this circumstance, or these circumstances in their life, that perhaps they have overcome these circumstances. They are with divine timing moving forward, but there is that sense here again of these swords being taken in some way and having to recover from that. But this is, if this comes out to me, if my guides show me this card, this is saying to me that they are truly letting go. They're truly, and not just letting go, I have to say mastering this energy, in a sense of moving away from these short-term circumstances and moving forward. And by that I mean short-term victories here, that where perhaps these circumstances are not in their best interests, and moving forward into long-term victories where, because they did overcome this energy. So this was a victory, but it was very much one that was quite obtrusive to them, I feel. But as they move forward into this long-term energy, they can then release any of this and be strong enough to move forward. So that's the message here. It's that they're focusing now on love, on their heart, on their feelings and emotions in a way that's going to be quite stable, quite long-term, and through a safe and secure foundation that cannot be penetrated by low vibrational energies, such as the energies, the circumstances that this individual represents. Yes. They had to move forward, and at times when they were turning around, trying to acknowledge the cup standing up, trying to acknowledge how to express themselves, they were met with flashes of this Five of Swords energy. I feel I have to show you this, Taurus. You see how they, in divine timing, I said they can turn around and they can see those cups standing up. Here, your partner, they can see those cups standing up and acknowledge their emotions and be able to express themselves. I'm getting here flashes of a time before where they would turn around and they would try to acknowledge the Two of Cups here. And by try, I mean they knew they were there the whole time, but it was so hard for them to express themselves. And as they turn around here, they're met with flashes of times that have passed that have felt quite isolating to them, and they've had to turn back around. So, but this is now, Taurus, with the Wheel of Fortune, this is the Major Arcana, and what a Major Arcana is next to in a reading defines really what the Minor Arcana, so these are Minor Arcana, are going to, the energy portrayed through them. And because we do have the Wheel of Fortune here, this is saying that through divine timing here, this energy is being transformed now. This is coming to a full close, and there is closure and acceptance over this past energy. And that was quite a strong message, I feel. Your partner's current situation, Taurus, regarding love. Your partner, Taurus. Current situation for Taurus partner regarding love. Taurus partner. The next card is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knights, they show movements forward, and these movements forward, they always have an intention. And the Knight of Pentacles, their intention is to plan and successfully fulfill and achieve a journey that is going to be long-term and reliable. And this person, they're holding one pentacle and they're coming towards you with this pentacle. So this is them extending this, and this pentacle, it represents what they see as value and worth, and wanting to give that to you, wanting to extend that offer to you. And perhaps they are, because this is a movement, this is the way that they are contributing to this relationship, and this is quite firm. So they are quite set on this, they're quite serious about this commitment with you, Taurus. And as well, if we think about if there were a queen, let's say, and a queen had to send out one of her knights to fulfill a journey, she wouldn't pick the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, she would pick the Knight of Pentacles. Why? Because the Knight of Pentacles is going to achieve their journey. They will ensure that they achieve their journey. So this is the difference here. But I was also getting energy, as I said that, of the Knight of Cups, and that shows here that your partner is truly fulfilling their heart now. They're truly extending themselves to you with love, because for some reason I felt drawn to not saying saying here that she probably would as well send the Knight of of Cups as well, so there's a mutual energy here with the Cups, but that card is in my mind's eye. That card is not in the reading yet, but I feel here as well your partner is definitely extending their heart to you, and there is a part of their heart within this pentacle invested. Taurus, your partner, the partner of Taurus, their current situation, for the partner of Taurus. The next card is the Strength card. They have gathered their inner strength now, and in this situation we see a lady and a lion. They are companions. They are in quite a harmonious situation here, and the circumstances could be different, but really this lady, she uses her intuition here with this infinity symbol, and she has this inner trust and inner strength within her to know that this lion is safe, and in a way that also calms the lion. So this represents, in your relationship, Taurus, your partner's ability to create harmony in situations and analyze situations from within and approach them in such a way with such intuition and trust to convey a message that they bring higher understanding, and I feel like they are bringing this to you. They may feel as though you are quite different from them in some respects, but the different viewpoints that you both hold expand them further here, because we do have the infinity symbol, and the different perspectives you hold, you can kind of build off one another through your differences, and they admire that about this relationship. But you see how your partner's wearing white as well. I'm thinking of here another representation, a path to read this card, and I'm thinking of the orange here in the lion and the white that she's wearing, and how she handles the passions that she has here, this lady. She handles the passions that she has with such grace and such respect. She has pure intentions. I feel like that would be the right word, actually. It would be, she has pure intentions with her passions, and she follows them, and she tries to create a higher awareness through these passions of hers. So that's beautiful energy on your partner's side. And her passion is you, Taurus. That's because this is regarding love. This is saying that the passions that she is pursuing, the passion is this relationship, but she can also pursue her dreams, her own goals, and with that in mind, that she's still contributing to the relationship as a whole, because she's building herself and building her inner trust in herself in order to convey this forward to you. And don't mind my use of this is masculine and feminine energy, so this is about the nurturing energy, and combining that with the strength, the loyalty and the leadership here as well. This is a duality. I feel this throughout the reading. quite a lot of feminine. I'm feeling feminine energy despite all of the masculine here on both sides. So I feel here with the feminine energy, I'm feeling this is how you're both in a place where you would like to nurture this relationship. This is a maternal energy I'm feeling, and quite a fertile energy. So this is both of you preparing to create, because we're at the 2 with the High Priestess, which moves us forward with that decision onto a more fruitful energy, which the Empress represents here, and that divine timing is at work and that wheel is turning. So this is your partner's current situation regarding love. Now we are going to transition into how they perceive you in this relationship. The first card is the Death card. The Death card, I wouldn't worry too much about this, Taurus. This is a card of realizing, you're coming to some realizations, they feel. If we look at the imagery on this card, there are 3 individuals here, and they are reacting to death, and one individual, the priest, is looking up and they have faith, I feel. The next individual is looking away, and the other individual, the third individual, is curious. They're quite inquisitive and trying to gain understanding here. So this reflects here reactions to an ending, to a transition, to the closing of a cycle, and realizations that come through that closing of a cycle. And they feel as though you're coming now to this higher awareness of situations in the past, and you're looking over your reactions to those situations and the perspectives that you once had, and how they have changed over time and how they have evolved, but also at the same time. So they're looking at the way you have grown, I feel, and also the way you have reacted to situations, and they're seeing you now build yourself and grow through those, and moving forward only in a way that truly represents who you are. So perhaps some of the ways you reacted in the past to certain situations, they weren't quite aligned with your vibration, and they did not truly resonate with you, but at the time you felt as though this was the only way for you to react. But you know now that that's not the case. This was just, my guides are saying, in the moment, but now you realised at the time, really, and you realise now that you need to be, you are a genuine person, and you need to represent the genuine side of yourself that you were trying to represent before, but you didn't quite, you feel you didn't quite represent yourself well. So you may be opening up to your partner, Taurus, about the feeling this way, and allowing yourself to gain closure and acceptance over this energy, and to then build yourself in a way that's going to make some big changes. So you are making big changes here, Taurus, in a direction that is more in alignment with who you are. And before I pull my next card, my guides did just show to me the sun. Do you see the sun in the background coming up now? that represents a rebirth that you are having at this time. See, the sun is just rising now, and you're feeling this energy, this illumination. You have quite a... I do love this card because this shows me that they perceive you as having quite a lot of depth to you, a lot of depth of character and a lot of emotion here, so quite strong coming from this card. This is the next card. The next card for how they perceive you, Taurus, this is your card. We have the Hierophant here. The Hierophant is my marriage card. I like to say this reflects the promises and commitments that you are making to one another. This is showing that they trust you and they see you as someone that can make long-term promises, make long-term commitments, but there's more depth to this card. As we see, this is about faith, this is about the vows that you make during marriage and representing that through promises, and this is saying that the promises that you make to this to them in this relationship, they feel have a higher purpose, have a higher meaning that is not only personal to you both, but part of this faith that you both have, and moving forward within that faith. You see this Hierophant, they're making solid commitments and stable foundations. They have followers here, and they have created a safe environment in which to lead the way. They have created a safe environment in order to guide others through times that may be turbulent, that may feel heavy, because this is a leader, this is the High Priest. So this is the energy of supporting one another and being there for one another also. So 2 major arcana. Five out of the 7 cards here on your side, Taurus, are major arcana. So a lot of energy here, a lot of divine guidance on your side, and the divine timing card on your partner's side. Taurus, the way that they perceive you. The next card is the Emperor. The Emperor, this is the divine masculine of the deck. This is the father of the deck. The Emperor is someone who is a leader. They have a lot of experience behind them, and through this depth of experience they are able to lead their empire, and people come to the Emperor and they respect him, they respect his opinion because of everything he has been through thus far and everything he has built thus far. And there's a certain level of responsibility that comes with this energy. You are quite responsible and you are quite reliable, and they see you as someone that not only leads but sustains a foundation, and wise as this man, and quite firm in your long-term commitments here, Taurus. The Emperor, they have mastered their emotions, they have mastered their ability to create and manifest their ideas into reality and then support those ideas and provide them in a way that is going to be sustainable for the long term. So they do trust you, Taurus. This is trust. This is a high level of trust, especially with the Hierophant energy. And look how the Hierophant and the Emperor, they are both sitting firmly, making decisions, quite certain of their path ahead, looking out here. So you're quite focused on them, focused on this commitment, and you're willing to go through any journeys that have to arise with this individual. You're willing to take those paths, and they feel as though they're going to have you, they're not going to lose you. You are someone that's permanent in their lives through any situation that could arise. This was the card. Okay. The Ace of Cups. So you are now extending this emotional mastery, should we say, on you're extending this to your partner. This is the Ace of Cups. This is an overflowing cup of feelings and emotions and love. This is what fills your heart, and extending this to your partner and allowing this to flow and allowing this foundation to build. And they're quite surprised by this, I feel, and they're seeing you come out of this cloud here with this white hand, with the sincerest intentions, and they're analysing you, I feel. They are looking at this cup, and there is a compass above this cup, and I feel here this can represent you knowing where you are going with your emotions, feeling as though, so they feel as though you know where you're going, you know that you're certain of this extension of love, of this offer of love. But at the same time, they're using this compass to analyse this situation with you and this love with you, and they're doing so, I feel, analysing because they are in awe of this relationship. They truly do have these deep feelings for you, and they're interested in what you extend to them. The Ace of Cups is unconditional. It's very much a love without any boundaries. As we see the bird at the top of this card, there's a certain freedom to this Ace of Cups. With clarity. How do they perceive you, Taurus? Last card, please, for Taurus. How do they perceive you, Taurus? The next card is the Two of Pentacles. They feel as though you may be quite busy at this time. You may be quite occupied here by these pentacles, because these these pentacles represent goals and ambitions that you have, and paths in life that you want to fulfill, and you're somewhat here juggling these pentacles. You're trying to maintain them both, and you're doing so with the infinity symbol. So this shows this is about your ambition. You're not going to drop any of these pentacles. You're going to maintain them here, but you do so from a place that perhaps they feel you're quite worried at times because of how much you care about these pentacles, how much you care about these long-term commitments. And the water at the back of this card is quite busy here, so they feel as though sometimes your emotions, though they are stable, though they are coming from a stable foundation, they are very much unconditional. At the same time, you may be quite what would the word be? I feel preoccupied with your time and thinking quite a lot, overthinking at some points, Taurus. But with the best intentions. Your intentions here are to maintain a stable foundation with this card. But with the infinity sign as well here, we have two infinity signs now. Here we have three, actually. We have three infinity signs in this reading now. I feel this is the stress of a successful commitment. That's the way this energy is feeling. It's feeling as though there's so much strength within this connection that you're now trying to find a way to balance this, a way to create balance, because there's so much depth here. There's so much that you have already built that you have to ground this in a way. And you see with the infinity signs, this with the Magician, the Two of Pentacles and the Strength card, there needs to be a way to ground this energy. So I feel like you and your partner are, with this decision you are making, with this change you are making, you are finding a way to ground this heavy energy, this intense love connection that you both share for one another. This is your current situation regarding love, Taurus. And now we are going to move forward into your perception of your partner in this relationship. Taurus, your perception of your partner. Taurus. The first card in this energy is the Lovers card. These two individuals here, they have this chemistry, this passion surrounding them, and this sun here is illuminating their feelings and intensifying that passion that they hold. And this is about a understanding, a coming together, a unity of two individuals into one. And this is a person, your partner is someone that you don't need to fully understand. You don't need to fully have all the answers. You just know within your heart, and your heart provides you with those answers. So you're following your heart with this individual, and vice versa here as well, because this is a mutual card. This is the Lovers, this is a duality. We see your partner is coming towards you in a way that is quite expressive, is quite passionate, and they're following their heart, and they may be again trying to make decisions just as you are. They may be trying to make these steps forward and make these changes and take big steps in this relationship. And at the same time, it's as though their heart is revealing to them what their mind does not know. Their heart is revealing to them where they need to move in this relationship, and you're feeling drawn. This is a magnetism in this card. And these individuals, they are bare, and this is showing, revealing this emotion to one another, revealing yourselves to one another in such a way that feels so honest and trusting. And I will show you again. And they are pink, and that reminds me of an open heart speaking. So speaking through silence in a way as well here, with that, with the emotions, with the feelings, and unifying. How do you perceive them, Taurus? Taurus. How does Taurus perceive their partner? The next card is the Eight of Pentacles. They are willing to work on this relationship and contribute to this relationship and build this foundation with you. They're quite focused, and they have built these pentacles already. You see they are building up now, and they are still focused, they are still committed. So this feels as though no matter how long they spend with you, Taurus, they are still going to approach you with this fine detail and I feel motivation here as this man. And you see he's focused on this one pentacle, and your partner, no matter how much you go through with them, they are always going to be focused on you. They are always going to be paying attention to you and this one pentacle. And we do have a stable foundation in the background as well, and I feel like this is reflected in the Emperor as well, in your energy. How does Taurus perceive their partner? How does Taurus perceive their partner? The Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is my dreamer card. So they are, this is you acknowledging their dreams, acknowledging their adventurous side, perhaps their curiosity. This person, they admire this journey, they admire this wand. And this is my daydreamer card, this is my admirer card. So you feel as though they approach you with admiration, they approach you with this dreamy energy of the Page of Wands, and they're looking out into the distance, distance here on their journey, and they are, there's this light about them, there's this flame about them, that this inspiration they feel, and this energy that glows around them, that I feel you are seeing this about them, Taurus. But they are also quite serious here, because we do have the Eight of Pentacles, so they are hard at work here, but at the same time you notice that they are dreamy as well at the same time. So they're willing to be serious, they are willing to invest in this relationship, and at the same time they are willing again to adventure, to go off of the path with you and journey outward onto these new horizons that they feel, and these inspirations that they have, and that they feel inspired to follow with you. Taurus, how do you perceive your partner? The next card is the Five of Pentacles. This is one of my favourite cards in the deck, and I will tell you why. These individuals, they are out in the cold and they are stumbling, they have crutches, their clothes, they are worn, and they feel as though they are outsiders. This window, this warmth on the other side here, they are not invited in to this warmth. They are on their own journey here. They are, in a way, outcasts to an extent, and through this they remain together. They realise who their true friends are, who their true companions are, and they stay together. So they may be wounded, they may be worn, but they're still together, they're still companions, they're still there for one another. And I feel this represents here how you see this person as being able to come to you in a way where they are truly there for you. There's no situation they wouldn't go through with you, and there's a deeper level of understanding with this Five of Pentacles as well, because this is about truly having that emotional empathy to understand these trials and tribulations of life, and being able to approach these trials and tribulations of life from in a way that's quite unifying, that still brings a sense of community between these individuals here. So there's commitment here. This is a long-term commitment, and this is showing maintaining promises, maintaining these morals and values that you both have, and being quite serious about staying together and being together for the long term. How do you perceive them, Taurus? Last card, please, and then we will move forward onto the future of this relationship. Taurus. This card. The Queen of Swords is the next card in your perception of them, Taurus. The Queen of Swords is a highly intelligent and experienced lady. This queen, she has been through many challenges in her life, and through those challenges she has mastered those energies, and she has a new depth to her that can nurture others through understanding. So people tend to approach the Queen of Swords in times where they need her understanding, where they need that relatability, because they feel as though, because there's nothing that this queen hasn't gone through, they can approach this queen with challenges in their life, and she can provide them with a mutual understanding, a bond, a recognition, and advice that feels quite deep to them and their situation. So this is the way you feel about them. You feel as though they can truly understand you, and you can talk about anything with this individual, and they're going to your partner is going to be able to meet you halfway. They're going to be able to provide you with that stimulation and that relatability, and you're recognizing this within them. The Queen of Swords, she holds a sword of truth, so this is referring to justice and balance, and also being quite firm about how invested she is in this commitment, and being quite firm in her feelings towards you, being quite honest and authentic in her approach towards you. Taurus, this is your current situation regarding love, and this is your partner's current situation regarding love. Now we are going to move forward into the future of this relationship for you both. So we're going to look at both of your energies now as you progress in this relationship. The future of this relationship for Taurus. The future of this relationship for Taurus. Future of this relationship for Taurus. The next card is the Eight of Swords. So this individual, they are bound and they are surrounded by swords. These swords represent perceived challenges, but these are internal challenges because the swords represent thoughts and ideas, and they're not quite bound here, so they appear bound, but these swords aren't pinning them down. This is about being bound by an internal prison, a self-imposed prison. That's what some people call this card, and if they were able to take that blindfold off, they would see that their legs are not bound. They can walk through these swords. They can, but they have to use their intuition to guide them forward. They need to use their intuition and go within themselves and gain clarity in order to walk through these swords. And this card represents inner strength and courage and being able to approach these limiting beliefs and transform them and allow these swords to transform into realizations rather than detriments, transforming them from limiting beliefs to really understanding them on a logical level here, being able to take that blindfold off and analyze the situation. So if this is the future here, this is you walking through having that inner strength. Perhaps here you're both approaching situations, approaching ways of being or ways of thinking that have not quite been able to grow you and perhaps have been hindering you in some way, and transforming these swords, transforming this energy into the inner strength that this really should represent as you walk through these swords and you let go of these patterns that perhaps you both have seen in the past, and doing so with that relatability of the Queen of Swords, doing so through that mutual level of understanding and advice that you can give to one another. The future of this relationship for Taurus. The King of Cups. The King of Cups, he is the king that has mastered those cups, has built that emotional foundation. He sits on his throne and he holds that cup with certainty, with emotional certainty that this is the journey, and feeling the journey before making decisions, knowing that this is not just going to better himself but also better his kingdom. So the King of Cups is someone who works to better the collective every day, and this is about that mutual support, that mutual love, and working together now to build this kingdom. And you see, he has this throne, and this throne is, he sits firm on this throne, but this throne is floating on top of the ocean, and there's such depth to his character. And the water, this can be unstable, this can be turbulent, but he sits firm, he maintains his composure, and he even dips his foot in there and explores that energy, explores that depth of emotion. And that's because this is a highly intelligent, emotional individual, and emotionally intelligent as well, but perhaps as well this is referring to, you know, that ability here you both have to master this by analysing the way you're feeling with that sword energy, taking that relatability that you have and transferring that into this King of Cups energy, these cups that are growing and that you are building together. And we do see here the Ace of Cups, the unconditional love in your partner's energy, how you perceive them. And we're seeing now the King of Cups in the future of this relationship. So you're investing that emotion, you're investing the lovers here, you're investing that commitment that you have for one another, and you're building upon that in the future, it feels. You're willing to take on that responsibility because you feel with that responsibility this feels long term, this feels stable, and you're willing to contribute as much as possible in order to really follow through with all of these journeys. There's not one journey specifically with this, in this relationship. It's more expansive than that. You're looking out into the future and you're thinking about multiple journeys that you may be having, and having the passion and having the love for one another to pursue all of these journeys in their own way, and seeing here the differences you both have and using that to your advantage to be able to then move forward in a way that is going to ignite this flame within you both, and also convey a message outward to those around you, in order to not only better yourselves here, but better, it feels as though you're working here to not only better yourselves but better your environment around you. And as I said that, Taurus, the World card is at the bottom of the deck. And the world is about having that world together and focusing on one another and taking those steps towards this higher perspective. The future of this relationship for Taurus. Future of this relationship for Taurus. This card. The King of Swords is the next card. The King of Swords is the intellectual king. He is the king that people can go to for far-reaching and long-standing decisions. This is because the King of Swords takes everyone into consideration. He has a higher perspective that's quite objective, where he takes the perspectives of everyone within his community, within his kingdom, and then he analyses a way to move forward, to make a decision that is going to be beneficial for everyone. And not everyone can see that far into the future, but the King of Swords has this ability to look into the future and really make decisions that are going to be quite innovative, that are going to be able to withstand the leadership here. The strength of this king is his depth of knowledge, his depth of experience is reflecting here a strong foundation, and he needs to maintain that foundation, and this king is very serious about his decisions. So this is you both making decisions here with that seriousness of the King of Swords energy and holding that sword of truth. The future of this relationship for Taurus. The future of this. The next card is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is someone who is quite self-assured. They are someone that has built a stable foundation. They're quite established and they hold this pentacle now, which represents their relationship. So this is representing your relationship. And they're firm in this long-term commitment. They feel quite a lot of comfort from this connection, and they are a reliable energy. This is someone that, say for instance, if this were a leader of a company, this is someone that others want to work for, not just so much for the work itself, but because of the high level of respect that they have for this man. So this is about having that respect, having that reliable energy, that long-term energy, and being able to portray that in a way that's going to be safe and secure for you both, that is going to portray this, project this onto your reality, creating something that's practical, something that's grounded, because we do have the cups and the sword energy. So this is feelings and this is thoughts, and then we do have the King of Pentacles to then ground that energy and create a to bear that foundation. There's a lot of planning. There's a lot of planning still happening, because we do have all of the kings. We have the King of Cups, the King of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. So these are intentions. These are intentions to move forward and merging this energy, using this energy, combining this energy in order to focus on the future and look out into the future. Establishing yourselves, mastering each energy. The future of this relationship for Taurus. The future of this relationship for Taurus. The Eight of Cups. This individual, they are walking forward. They have a longing to move forward, a longing to pursue a path, and the cups they have built already, they may be stable, but there's something not quite symmetrical about them. So this is referring to a solid emotional foundation that's already been built, emotions already invested, but choosing to now take that to another level and to build that further, and to go up that mountain now, to travel into the unknown, but knowing that deep within themselves there's this feeling that there's going to be more. There's going to be more as they reach the top, and striving to build this connection, to build this emotional foundation. And where the Eight of Cups is leading, this is worth the move. This is worth in a way, this could be seen as a risk, because we do have already stable emotions. We have 8 cups here, but this person, they long for the 10 of Cups. They long for that complete emotional fulfillment, and they move forward. So both of you are striving for more within this connection and being pulled forward towards one another in a way that is going to develop you both emotionally. And that is where you are going within all of this king energy that we see in the future of this relationship. You're feeling as though you're feeling drawn to each other, this magnetism. And we do have the Lovers here, so I feel this is reflecting the Lovers in a way, and this journey ahead, climbing that mountain together here, making the right decision with the King of Swords, and releasing any restrictions that you may have been feeling before with the Eight of Swords, moving forward now and doing so in divine timing here. Taurus, I have written a poem for every card in this deck, so the next card that I pull I'm going to read to you, and this is the time in the reading where I take a step back and I allow your intuition to take over. I allow your intuition to guide you and provide you with a way to analyse the future. And let's get a poem now for Taurus and their partner. And you may write this down if you wish, and writing the poem down may then really bring you forward into that energy and what that energy means to you. Taurus and their partner, a poem please to close the reading. The poem for you and your partner, Taurus, is Temperance. So I will find this for you and read this to you. Temperance, quite harmonious energy. This does highly reflect the reading that we have had today, this card, so I'll be interested to see the poem. Page, there we are, page 48. Temperance, the poem for you and your partner. This reconciliation of mind, body and soul brings light to a place which is truly whole. Their heart finds balance binding together in a time of great care and good measure, following all paths in moderation to succeed. Life is a journey of which there are many. The greatest proportion is one of harmony. Remember, it is important to feel complete. That is a beautiful poem for you, Taurus, and this is the poem for you. If you notice, I don't use punctuation in my poetry in this because I would like the words to flow off the page and reach you in some way, so hopefully this does resonate for those of you that really need this. And I'm going to now point to certain... Actually, I want to make sure you did see that just in case you are taking notes, so let me just make sure that's in focus for you, Taurus. The words that stand out to me, Taurus: this reconciliation of mind, body and soul binding together, and life is a journey of which there are many, following all paths in moderation to succeed. That's... yes. Beautiful. Thank you, Taurus, for sharing this journey with me. This is your energy and I am just the messenger. for those of you that are now joining me in the extended portion of your reading, I will be pulling 5 more cards for the future of this relationship, and I feel also clarifying 3 to 4 cards here that stand out to me. I would like to clarify the 8 of Cups to see where this longing is leading to, or perhaps the emotional foundation already built here in this card. Another card that stands out for me is the Wheel of Fortune in your partner's energy, this divine timing here, and I feel we will decide together what other cards to clarify within that extended reading. That link will be in the description box below, and that is a direct download and an immediate download for those of you that are joining me. I'm sending you all of my love and all of my light in your movements forward, Taurus, in this relationship. I just had to come back on before I did your extended, Taurus, because I felt I was going to include this in the extended, but I do feel as though this should be in the main reading. If we look back on the Temperance card, the poem that we have just read, this card is reflecting the future of this relationship. We see the 3 kings, we see the 3 energies being mastered, the cups, the swords and the pentacles, and using them to move forward now into a higher level of an emotional foundation here. And if we see the Temperance card represents that harmony. The imagery here of this lady, I feel this is a feminine energy I'm feeling from this card. Again, that nurturing energy that I've been feeling throughout your reading. The 1 foot is on land, this is grounding energy, this is earth energy. 1 foot is dipping their toe into this water, so this is emotions and feelings, and they're balancing these cups, and there's again these cups that they have in their hand, and their mind is glowing. So this is the air energy, this is the thoughts, the inspiration, and in the distance we have the sun. The sun is the fire energy. And notice how this card represents the balance of this energy. So if this is a message for your future, this is saying that this relationship is going to find balance and find harmony, because the Temperance card is about harmony. So I thought I would add that before I begin your extended. Also, I did begin this reading earlier, and I decided instead to make that an extra reading. So for those of you that are coming to the extended, there's also going to be a bonus reading added onto the end of the extended reading, and that bonus reading is just going to be your current situation regarding love. And this is a section of the extended that you can choose to watch in divine timing when you feel ready, and that should resonate when you feel ready. So that's an addition. That's only for Taurus, because I felt as though that was a bonus, that reading. I didn't feel like that was a main reading, so that is there also. I would like to say, just in case you wonder why there's another reading with the extended, that's because I felt as though that was a bonus for one of you. I feel that could be specific to you, but just take what resonates, and I am sending you all of my love and all of my light, Taurus, and yes, that I had to clarify that for you, and I hope that you found this reading as beautiful as I did.